What's happening? We back. Of course, it's the podcast where we think we know what we're talking about, but we really don't know shit. I guess no shit though. Sorry about the late start. Black folks. We always no seriously. We had technical difficulties. I was hungry. That's what the technical difficulty was. So no, seriously, we did have technical difficulties, and I was hungry. So I went and got a burger. I wanted a burger so bad. This is an ostrich burger. I've never had this in my life. So I will taste this, and after the end of this towards the end of this pod, I will give a review on it. All right, but I don't want to talk about any of that right now. But let's bring in our guest since we're late. Our first guest. Well, first of all, let me back up and bring in my all-star team. I got my whole all-star team with me this time. J.I.
What's good,
What's good, homie?
What's good, man? I'm feeling good. Ready to do this, man. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. I can't complain.
Same thing here, no complaints.
Big Will.
Yo, what's happening, brother?
What up, non-Bears fan?
What's going on?
Hey, they tagged A-Rob today, too, by the way.
They what?
They tagged A-Rob. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
I knew they were going to do that. I knew they were going to tag A-Rob. Rounding the all-star team up.
Yeah.
JB.
What up?
What up, JB?
What you got it. What's up, fellas? Good to see you. Good. Voltron is back. Voltron is fully formed.
Yeah, formed.
That's what's up.
What the hell kind of jersey is that you got on?
Man? Oh my God! You didn't just ask that, did you? Did you just?
I can't see. Oh, he got. Well, I can't see the number 12. That's the Eagles jersey.
Okay, who is it?
Randall Cunningham.
Oh, I was gonna say. You know
Come on, man.
It's the real jersey. It's the real deal.
Come on, man. That really should be a Bears jersey, but that's all right.
Randall didn't play for the Bears.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I'm on my black quarterback kick.
So our first guest, man, since we started late, we gotta kind of speed up a little bit. It's my man. He Rufus. Rufus from Trapped in the Closet. Rolando Boyce, he's also Darnell on The Shot. The Shot is a really good show too.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, but let's bring him in, man. Let's bring him in. Rolando.
What's up, fellas?
What's good with you, man?
I'm good.
Right.
I'm good. Huh?
All right. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, man. Good to be seen, man. Good to be seen.
Hey, do you live in LA or you live in Chicago?
I'm from Chicago, but I live in LA now.
Okay.
Oh man, when we coming to visit? Where's the invite?
Right.
Hey man, look, I'm right down the block from the new stadium too. So as soon as we,
Lake of Love, in the corner. Lake of Love.
You said Lake of Love?
Lake of Love.
Right. Shoot.
Man, pre-COVID, I was at the Rams game when they played the Bears.
Me too. It was a bunch of Chicago people down here, man.
Okay, so you were wearing a Rams jersey or a Bears jersey?
Oh no, Bears, man. Come on.
Okay.
Man.
All right.
I ain't fell off that hard.
Okay, guys.
It's hard not to root for the Lakers right now, though.
Man, come on with it.
Hard not to, man. Hey, I still got love for the Bulls, though. I still got love.
They trying. I'll wear the Bulls jersey next week.
Right.
It's also hard to love the Bulls, but they're sometimes they're entertaining to watch.
Yeah. They just need a little rebuild.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a little fine tuning needed, but they're on their way.
Mm-hmm.
They look a lot sharper, a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. I mean, Zach, that boy is incredible. I just like watching him, man. You know,
he's something else, honey.
Good. He's definitely fun to watch.
Yeah.
But hey, so Rolando,
Yeah.
Fill in the gaps for me. Sean Metropolitan High School.
Oh, Sin.
Sin.
That's
Sin,
that's why I graduated.
That's what it's called, Sin?
Bulldogs.
Yeah, Sin Bulldogs. It's up on the north side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the Black Ensemble Theater. And I think is that where you met Trinity?
Man, who?
Trinity Murdoch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Trinity. Yeah, sure it is. Yep.
R.I.P. That's my Morehouse.
Yeah, good
That's
dude.
my Morehouse
Good dude,
brother.
man.
Yeah, real good dude.
Mm-hmm.
So Black Ensemble Theater to Trapped in the Closet.
Yeah.
Rufus.
Sorta, yeah. I guess it kind of went that way, yep.
And then now the Shy, Darnell.
Yeah. It's been some time, man. I put in I'm in over 20 years of acting, man. I put in a lot of time, man.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you like a vet.
Something like that, man. Something like that. Yeah.
Darnell, I got a quick question. I was reading you did some work at the ETA.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say Black Ensemble ETA was like my stomping ground. I pretty much started at ETA up on it was on
South
76 South Chicago.
Mm.
You know, did a lot of work over there, and Black Ensemble and the whole Chicago area, Congo Square, and I've been down at the Goodman Theater a couple of times. So I mean, theater was my stomping ground. I started off just doing theater, and then eventually moved into TV, and I think like TV film was the first season of Prison Break. I had a couple of episodes of that, and then
that was my show.
Yeah, I used to love Prison Break, boy.
They were supposed to bring that back, and they cheated us. They were supposed to have a second season. I remember they were talking about that.
Yeah. They was talking about bringing it back, and then again around that time is when Trapped in the Closet came out, and didn't know what was, knew it was something special, but didn't know exactly what it was, and then it just went crazy. I mean, it went crazy.
Well, let me ask you, which do you enjoy more, theater or behind the camera? I have to say in front of the camera. I'm sorry.
It's tough. I mean, theater, as far as like, just feeling like you really, getting your best in, your best workout. It's like a great workout doing theater. You know what I mean? Financially.
I was gonna say dollars look better.
Yeah. And now, what's sad is that, a lot of great actors just did theater. And now with COVID, it's like they're stuck, I mean? A lot of them now are trying to break into TV film, and I'm just so glad that I was able to do both, so that now I'm okay. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
No,
Yeah, that makes it. I was watching the All-Star game, and I was really impressed. Really felt good about a lot of the awareness and the love that they were showing HBCUs. T. Nick is a big HBCU guy, and I understand you went to Texas Southern. You had some roots in Texas Southern.
Yeah, man, I got on Thurgood Marshall School of Law. That's where my daughter goes now. TSU.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went to TSU. Then two of my two older kids went there. My daughter's now in the grad school, in the Thurgood Marshall School of Law grad school. So a lot of love for HBCUs. I love it. I love that the NBA is putting that out there. Hopefully it'll stick to some of these young cats, man, because it's no reason why, if we're dominating the NBA, that we should be in the HBCUs dominating, and all that money that they're putting to, Kentucky and Duke and all them schools.
The so-called blue bloods, right?
Yeah, it should be going to our schools. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got a couple of guys, NFL guys. Morehouse has John David, and I think TSU has Hall of Famer Michael Strahan.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a couple here and there, but it could be a lot more. You know what I mean? And
most definitely.
With Dion about to coaching now over there, I'm sure he's gonna bring in quite a few cats too. You know what I mean?
He's already got a couple of 4- and 5-star recruits that have left WIs follow him there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you ever play any kind of sports?
I mean, when I was a shorty, man, you played everything. Well, at least, you played baseball, basketball, football, just in the neighborhood. But once it started getting to like, squaring up and putting on a, starting team, ooh, it was tough, man. I loved baseball growing up.
Yeah.
When you came up in the day and age. You came up in a day and age where it was really little leagues around,
It was
like
real
little leagues. It's all about travel baseball and everything, and we've been basically priced out that game because I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. They were saying, "Well, why don't we have more Black youth involved in baseball?" And I say, "Well, you got to look at it like this: you got to buy a $400 bat, $300 glove. You got to buy." You got to buy $100 shoes now.
Yeah.
And to top all that off, to be playing travel baseball is $700.
I ain't buying no $100 shoes.
Exactly.
I'm just saying that's just where it is.
$9.99.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have the luxury that we had where we can go to our mama could go get them molded cleats from Venture and stuff. I mean, we got deals and things like that, but you're not gonna get, the shoes like we had the opportunity to get.
Exactly. Shoot, if you was lucky to get them cleats.
Right. A lot of them played on the dirt with gym shoes.
Right. Yeah. But no, I never play. I mean, I always wanted to play something, man, but yeah, it just didn't stick. But I'm glad. It's all good. I acting came my way, so I'm all right.
Yeah. And you good at it too, especially the trapped in the closet, man. You made me believe you were gay.
Yeah. It's funny because
that's some good acting.
When I got the role, I didn't know. When I was auditioning, they didn't say. It's basically, I don't know if you remember, it was like around the time they started playing like just the first chapter, I guess, on like, GCI, something like that. And then they were holding auditions, which, I can't even go into the story of how long that audition process was. It was one of the longest auditions I've ever had in my life to this day. Might have been about over 100 people there, trying to audition. I almost left, to be honest with you. I almost left because I was just like, man, I ain't gonna get this, But I was just like, after about an hour of being there, I was like, fuck it, let me just stay and do my best and bounce.
Right.
And then when I the producer, which I actually tell you how funny things are, the producer who cast me in Trap in the Closet is now a producer on The Shot. It was just like a long time in between that, like bookends coming back again around. But yeah, I mean, it just took a long time. And then after, she told me that she liked me and things like that. She said, it's going to be revealed a little later on that your character is gay. You don't have to do anything physical, but are you okay with it? And it was just like, she was like, if I'm asking you right now, you got to make a choice. And, things going through my head at the time, my kids were around, 10, 12 or something like that. So mostly I was fine with it, but I was like, man, I hope they don't get teased.
You don't want them seeing that, right?
You know what I mean? Or, not so much that, but I just didn't want kids teasing them. But then, within seconds, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then end up getting it. So, but it worked out cool.
It did. It took off. It really took off. I got to ask you this, man, because you've been in a lot of stuff, everything from A to Z. Including horror, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what genre is your favorite? I've just for me, I love the movie Lights Out because it was a different type of horror, and I know that kind of kicked off the Paranormal Activity type stuff and all that. Love the fact that, you know what I'm saying, a black man was in it in a position of power and stuff like that, with you being an officer and things. But, like, for you, like, what is your favorite role to play? Is it that authority figure? Is it that like how you doing now with being the father on the show The Chi? Like, what is your favorite role to play since you've played so many of them?
That's a good question, dog. Man, I can't say. You know what I mean? Doing the horror, it was great. It was the first time I was able to do it. And to be honest with you, when I first got to set, I was like, yo, I want to see what this creature thing is. I want to no joking around. I don't want to know, you know what I mean? But then, you know, you see it's all right. But, you know, when they add all the sound, all that stuff, it's a whole different element.
Right.
But I love drama. You know, I don't really, even though my character on The Chi is, you know, brings a lot of comedic relief, but I love drama. I love cop stuff. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I just want to keep working. You know what I mean? Surprise me. Whatever comes up next.
Okay.
The challenge to me. Let me see if I can do it. And you know, I just want to keep working. You know, like we all.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you want to be like that Sam Jackson type that just takes every single role that comes? He's played some of everything.
Yeah. Hey, look, if I get to the point where I have to make them decisions, I'll do them decisions. But, you know what I mean? It ain't too much stuff that right now. I mean, you know, I'm still on the low scale. You know, it's cool. I appreciate the love, but I'm still on a, you know, I'm still trying to build my case and trying to get further into this Hollywood thing or whatever the case may be. So it's not too many. I don't turn down too many roles. You know what I mean? You know, and just unless it's something that, you know, I don't like the storyline or something like that. But it's also about building relationships. So say there's, you know, say you're, you know, you have a new film and, you know, you looking for me and this, that, the other, and asking me if I could do it. I'm like, okay, it's a good script. I'll do it because I don't know where you're going to be. You know what I'm saying? You could be the next Spike Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm trying to keep building my relationships so that, especially if it's a good piece, it's not so much always about, oh, well, how much you going to pay me, this, that, the other. If it's a good piece of work and we could do something good together, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just curious. I notice a lot of black actors are getting into the Marvel and DC type films. Do you see that in your future?
I wish.
Okay. No, I'm
speaking to existence, huh?
I'm sure. I want to see
it, right?
I want to see what them residual checks look like.
Right. The Marvel checks is probably not.
Yeah, man. Put a cape on me, bro. Come on.
So, Darnell, that is one of the most Chicago dudes I've ever seen. That dude is hilarious. Like, where's your earpiece at, man?
Hey, man.
I expect to see an earpiece or something.
It's on set somewhere. Somebody holding on to it.
But you are like the typical old head in that show, man. The earpiece is being so cheap. I remember the scene where you and Emmett, y'all was at the he just got married or he was about to get married, and y'all went to the massage parlor. And y'all was supposed to be
we was getting a couples massage.
Yeah, a couples massage. Y'all was partners.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah.
That's my favorite storyline in The Chi. Emmett and his dad. I wish I could see that a lot more, because it's very interesting to me because Emmett, one, I really don't know Emmett's age, but when you pop on the scene, I was like, oh, Emmett has a young, cool dad. So it's like, you know, relative to Emmett, could you give us a little teaser? Will we see a little bit more of that development, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I can't reveal too much for the next season where we are now, but I mean, we do have. I love that they keep bringing our characters together, and I love working with Jacob Lattimore. He's a great kid. Our chemistry is from day one has just been like you know, it's magic that happens every time they could put something down on paper, but when we start doing it in front of the camera, every scene we do, there's a little magic that happens, and we be just tripping and cracking up. You know what I mean? We play well off each other, you know. And and the whole thing with the you know, you were bringing up the earpiece and everything. When I got the audition, they, you know, in the audition, it said that, you know, he's, you know, and he got an earpiece, he got on tracksuit, and so that was what I had to do from which I had like 3 auditions. It was 3 auditions I had for the role, and then from before the final audition, I was talking with the director on the phone for maybe 30 minutes, and we're breaking down the character, and I could, I know, I was like, I got this, you know what I mean? I'm from Chicago. I know Chicago, you know what I mean? I know these guys.
It was easy. It was natural.
Yeah. I mean, it's, and then, but it's a collaborative effort. It once, with the writing, and once you put on that earpiece and the jogging suit, I started changing, it just naturally happens. And I tried because it was the Chi, because I left Chicago to come out here, and then now I'm fortunate enough to get work to come back. It was not just business; it was personal, and I wanted to make sure that when cats saw me, that's from the crib, they'd be like, "Yo, that's the crib," you know what I mean? And that's and
that's what we see. We do,
yeah, see. And that's what I try my best in anything. Now that this is my 3rd season on there, little things I'll be like, and I'm still small voice, but if I can, I'm like, yo, that at the crib we do it like this. If it was some music or whatever, like, man, it got to be house music. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to make sure that people, that it represents Chicago South Side as best as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your fingerprints are still on it, and it definitely feels like that Chi-Town vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad you mentioned that. You said, Chicago South Side. You're a South Side guy, right?
Yeah.
What you doing? What you doing going to school way up north?
I was going to ask that too. How did you?
Hey, see now look. I'm about to tell you. Okay, so when I graduated, went to high school. My first year, I went to Mount Carmel.
Everybody's story.
I went to Mount Carmel. I went to Mount Carmel.
You said you went?
I went there for my first year, and then I transferred out.
Too many dudes. It was a lot of guys. Getting hit and all that. This ain't what I signed up for. So my sophomore year, my mom transferred me to Kenwood. It's a party. I lost my mind.
Yeah.
It was a lot going on. Man, I ain't go to class at all. And then it was an open campus.
Oh, man.
Lunch.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Obviously, I did, because I got kicked out. So midway through the school year, I got kicked out. And they were like, told my mom, like, if I go to, because it's, Kenwood Academy, they said, if you go to another academy, bring your grades up, you can come back. So it was a couple of different choices. I can't remember, what I could go to. But then when I saw San, I was like, I don't know nobody up there. Let me just go. Let me get my stuff together. And then, make my way back. Once I got there and got focused, and I was just like, you know what, let me just stay here. I know I still got friends, Kenwood, kick it or whatever the case may be, but something clicked in where I was like, I need to get my stuff together. I was behind. I'm gonna have to go to night school and summer school, and that's how I got to San.
You know what? I saw South Side, then I saw San. I'm like, that's a track. That's more than the notion.
Hey, love to all my Bulldogs, man. I got good peeps that went to San, man. Love all over. I mean, I knew, how it is in Chicago, man. My best friend went to Whitney Young, so I knew everybody up at Whitney Young. It was cool, man. It was cool.
That's what's up.
I never heard of San.
Yeah, most cats from the South Side don't.
Yeah. I'm definitely a South Side.
They used to tease me when I was there. It's like, you go to Sin? Like S-I-N? No, man.
Nick called it Sean.
Well, yeah, because I had no clue. I mean, it looked like Sean Penn.
Yeah, he got to get out a little bit.
To the north side, nah.
And that's so funny, because I don't know, there was something on the storyline, I think last season on the Chi, where one of the young kids, and I love the kids on the show, but one of the kids didn't know, he hadn't seen downtown, and it was really interesting, because sometimes when you're on the, if you're on the south side of where your side is in the city, you don't get out to go, and see other parts of the city. If you're on the south side, you rarely would you get to the north side. You know what I'm saying?
It's so many kids that's in that predicament right now.
So many. We try to make field trips just to go downtown, and they're like, wow.
Wait a minute.
Like, I got kids that ain't never been to Hyde Park.
Right.
Wait a minute. Most kids, like, it's a rarity if you have gone downtown or anything like that.
Absolutely.
I thought that was so authentically Chicago.
It was.
I've never been downtown. Unless you're in trouble and you have business down there. I'm a Southeast Side guy. So if it was from Eckerd to Stony Island, anything other than that was a field trip, and we only went when necessary. Did all our shopping on commercial. So the downtown was that was like Smurf Village. You hear about it, but you never see it.
They do exist.
Yes.
That's a good one. Smurf Village.
J.I., you watch the Smurfs, dog?
You don't watch this movie.
Come on, come on. We all grew up.
Hey, we all watch the Smurfs. Go there.
Hey,
What?
stop capping.
Okay, yeah, I watched the Smurfs.
All right,
I watched the Smurfs.
Yeah, hey,
watch
you feel comfortable saying it. You amongst us, man. You can say it. It's all right.
Right.
Yeah, I watched the Smurfs. I watched the Smurfs.
Shit, I might watch them now if they was on.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but while y'all kidding, have y'all seen the new Tom and Jerry movie?
Now we getting off track, Will.
Okay. All right. Will.
I'm telling you.
Oh
And,
no, I saw it.
and the soundtrack is hot.
We can
All
talk
right,
about
man.
it.
Come on, man.
Ain't no more.
He
I'm on
said
it.
the soundtrack for Tom
The
and Jerry.
soundtrack to Tom and Jerry movie is hot. Talk to me later.
Well, I want to get back on topic before Rolando got to leave us real quick, though. You kind of let it slip that there is a 4th season coming out.
Yeah.
Is there anything? I know you can't relinquish much, but is there anything we can expect that we just gonna be like, yeah, we got the inside scoop?
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I mean, it's gonna. We've already shot episodes 1 and 2.
Okay, on location, of course. So you're going back and forth.
Yeah, I actually just got back home Friday.
Oh, okay.
And then I think I leave like in about another week and a half or something like that. So for the next couple of months, it's gonna be like that. You know, when they need me, I go. That's kind of the good thing about guest starring is that when they need me, I go, and then when I'm done, I can come back and
come home
with the family and stuff like that. So
okay,
it's gonna be. I tell you what, Darnell won't let you down. I tell you that he won't let you down.
He never has.
We'll
Never has.
We'll take that.
Let me ask you this real quick before you have to go. Is there anybody that you know that's a real Darnell that you fashion that character after?
Oh, that's a good ass question, man.
That's a great.
You know what? My best friend. He knows this, but my best friend, his name is Brent Rob. He's on South Side. We grew up together. But his mannerisms when he speaks, he has a real, his mannerisms when he's talking to his girl, talking to his kids or whatever the case may be. I kind of like stole that from kind of a drawn out kind of a way that he speaks to him. So I was like, I kind of took that from him. But it's pick up little pieces here and there of different, maybe some cat I saw off 35th or something like that. You know what I mean? You just pick up different people. I grew up on Lake Meadows, right off 35th and Cottage Grove. So
Okay.
All right. What was that? Damn, what was the name of that liquor? Alco. I think it was Alco liquor store.
Oh, that was on 35th and King.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember. It's the Chase Bank now.
It's what?
It's Chase Bank now.
I think so. Yeah, yep. I think so.
It's Chase Bank. Yeah,
that's a good question, man. But I think it's just the characteristics of the South Side that I bring to it. You know what I mean?
Because you've seen that particular guy 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to it.
Yeah, and if I see like an old school cat with an earpiece, I'd be like just looking like.
What he about to do?
I'm watching the way he walks, everything. It's just like I see you, bro. I see you.
Let me write that one down.
Right.
Yeah. Say Chuck.
Right, that's Spice. That's Spice on that. What you say?
Oh man, look, hey,
you put it on the ground.
A couple people hit me on like Instagram. It was like you and Spice Adams. Man, look, if I get with Spice and have a little conversation, it's gonna be hilarious.
That's gonna be fun. You should
now, hold on.
Matter of fact, you should call him and tell him you gonna be Chuck, because everybody asking, "Who the hell is Chuck?"
Right.
Spice, Chuck and Darnell. I want to see that show.
Yeah.
That
Oh
would
yeah.
be
Oh
hilarious.
yeah.
But yo,
And it's got to be at a barbecue. Got to be.
Hey man, it was great talking to you, Darnell. I mean,
Rolando. I go by all of it, man.
Rolando, it was a good time, man. Good time.
Y'all doing some great things, fellas. I appreciate the love. Appreciate you bringing me on. Once the season gets up and we can talk about it, I'll come back and we can discuss it.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm definitely dial you back.
Stuff, you know.
Say it again.
Drop us a line when you get here. You know, we'll link and stuff. You know, just hang out a little bit if you got a little time. You know, for us, we'd definitely love to have you, man.
For sure. Yeah, my question for y'all: Sox or Cubs? What's going on? Sox or Cubs?
Sox.
Don't say both.
Sox, definitely.
Sox. Okay, cool.
I don't mess with North Side like that, man.
Will didn't say anything.
Will never.
I know.
Will is not a Chicago teams fan.
Nope. I love both the Sox and Cubs. I have to admit.
He just told you don't say both.
I'm sorry. That's why I didn't say that, because he told me don't say both. So I just
yeah.
No, if you give me tickets either game, I love in-person baseball.
Will likes to bake cookies,
but you will never get no one will ever give you tickets to the Cubs game.
That's not true. I have tickets that was given to me for a Cubs game. But see, I don't work during the day a lot, so I can go to the work.
Leave those tickets on their windshield.
But will they let you sit in the dugout like the Sox?
Why not?
I'm Sox all the way. Sox all the way. Well, I just told you I grew up on 35th, so
most definitely
down the street. Thank you.
Yeah.
I used to live in South Commons. It's on 28th in Michigan.
Yeah.
And I could look out the window and see the fireworks.
That's it.
When Greg Luzinski or Harold Baines or Ron Kittle hit a home run, I run upstairs and watch the fireworks. Great. And I ain't have to get no damn ticket.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, Rolando, it was great, man. We definitely gonna have you back.
Okay, for sure, fellas. I appreciate y'all, man.
Peace and love.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Much success.
All right.
All right, man. Peace
much
out.
Success. Much love.
All right, one.
Great dude, man. Great.
Oh, most definitely.
Quality, man. Quality. I like him.
Definitely, man. But I think Didi's camera is not working. We want to bring in Didi. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, I mean, LA Spark. She's an athlete, really. I mean, she played football. She played basketball professionally.
I want you to know I am a Sparks fan, though. How about that?
Huh?
I'm a Sparks fan.
You a Sparks fan?
I'm a Sparks fan.
Okay. All right. Well, at least you're somebody's fan. I'm a Bears fan.
He's a Marian Catholic fan.
No, I'm a Marian. They pay me to wear this.
So anyway, we digress. Didi, she's an athlete. Sparks. And what team she played for in flag football?
Oh God, Gladiators and Grimy, I believe, Dynasty. She got a couple of softball championships.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was on the softball team with her. Man, she's an athlete. Let's just bring her in right now. Didi,
what's up?
What's up, Didi?
Oh, man, tired. Long day. But
long day, huh?
I don't think we played softball together. I'm trying.
Yes, we did. We were on the same team. Pitch Black.
Absolutely not. I've never played with Pitch Black.
Yes, you did. I promise you did.
Time for the last 12 years before I left Chicago, man. And we put me on. I never even heard of Pitch Black.
Oh, no, you were my team. We beat you.
Nope, we were the champs.
Yeah, we beat you. No, during the season, we beat you.
Nope, you're making up stuff.
Terrence is gonna write this story somehow.
He's gonna make it right somehow. Somehow this story gonna get right.
I thought Pitch Black was a bad Vin Diesel movie. What are we talking about?
I don't know, man.
So, Didi, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm down in Tucson, Arizona now. I've been down here for 8 months, and so life is good. Can't complain.
I bet life is good in Arizona. So
I had to shovel no snow this year, or I had to. I don't miss dibs on the parking spaces. I don't miss any of that. So.
In front of your own house.
Right. And I don't miss that at all. So
that's great. That's great. Didi, what are you doing now before we dig into what's going on? Because, you know, I've known you for a long time. We've had great conversation before we dig into what's going on with the hoop session. What is Didi Wheeler doing now? Because I heard you say, and I know this personally, that you've moved back to Arizona.
Okay, yeah.
And
so
I
I'm
started with you in collegiate ball. So drop us a little knowledge on what's going on out there.
Okay, all right. So I moved back to Wildcat County, Tucson, Arizona. I'm the director of interscholastics for Tucson Unified School District. And so I've been here, like I said, 8 months, similar to the work I was doing back home in Chicago, in which I was the director of elementary sports for Chicago Public Schools. So similar work, bigger hat, and especially with COVID and all the restrictions and mitigations and different things that's going on, just trying to pretty much advocate and still provide the safest platform for student athletes.
And still giving them that chance to play.
Absolutely, especially those seniors. You know, you're trying to get them exposure. So one of the things that I actually did was I fostered a relationship with National Federation to get live web streaming. And so we got some cameras put up in our facilities, our gymnasiums and our football fields to, one, since we don't allow fans, to still get those students the opportunity to have some type of exposure and allow their parents and friends to see them play.
Helps with fans, it helps with recruiting. Absolutely.
It helps with a lot of different things. So I was lucky enough to foster that relationship and land that for our student athletes.
Lovely. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I'm back here. It's my second home. Went to University of Arizona and played, you know, for the women's basketball program here. So it was kind of like coming back home. So it wasn't a huge, you know, cross country move for me. It was like going back home. So.
Right. And second homes are really good. And we love, you know, we got a lot of U of A fans. You know, a couple of us remember that miracle season 97, Mike Bibby, Miles Simon, you know, Eugene Edgerson won the title and stuff. You all had that Pac-10 on lock.
Yeah, our men's program was amazing. They were actually pretty good when I was a student athlete here, and you know, fostered and had some of the best athletes that are still currently playing. So I was lucky enough to witness that in person and meet some of those quality guys. So I guess I can just say I'm blessed.
As we see, but you are being very modest, which I love, because you're one of those great U of A athletes. You hold like 14 records, if I'm not mistaken, right? Including second all-time leading scorer.
Well,
All-American, like, come on. I want to hear it. I want to know.
I'm not keeping track right now, but I mean, at one point in time, I did. There's a young girl here now. She's an amazing player, Erin McDonald. She should go high in the draft. Okay. She has broken a few of my records, but I am number 3 to actually their current head coach. She's number 1. Another young lady who's a current WNBA player, and then myself, who's 3rd all-time leading scorer. There are a couple of records I think I'm still first. It's maybe something like minutes played, or steals, different things like that. But my name do hang from the Raptors and McHale Center, and you know, records are meant to be broken. And when they're being broken, that means that they're doing the right thing and they're bringing in quality players to the program.
Love that. Love it.
So, Didi, I had a quick question. You played with the Sparks and in Houston, and then played ball in Turkey and France. Could you explain kind of like the difference, or the I guess the difference in level and how that transition played itself out?
Yeah, so absolutely. Well, first, initially, I'll start with the Sparks, as I was drafted from U of A. And when you're drafted, I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, your team pretty much owns you. You don't have no control over what you can do, no say. But the difference between playing collegiate ball in college, collegiate ball in WNBA, then I'll compare that to playing in Europe. But playing in the WNBA, especially coming from a program that I came from, it's about being that player, knowing your role. I played with Lisa Leslie. Shamika Holtzclaw was on our team. Nikki Teasley, who was the point guard at that time. And I played the position of point guard. And everyone know Will Bynum. We were similar players, and we were categorized as tweeners because of our size. And we're Chicago kids. We play street ball. We're natural scorers, but because of our sides, we had to play the position of point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it was really tough for me coming from Chicago's public schools, in which I still hold that scoring record. I mentioned that one for girls basketball. But coming from Chicago public schools, I was a scorer. I had to score. Playing at the University of Arizona, again, being a scorer, but I had to learn to play the position of point guard. But being in the program I was in that ran a transition style offense, I still had the ability to play the wing. So playing in the WNBA, I had to truly learn to play the position of point guard and get those players who were the franchise players the ball. That's pretty much the WNBA. It's do what you're told to do when you got to do it, unless you are a Nikki Teasley, Shamika Holdsclaw, Lisa Leslie. Playing in Europe, you forgot to mention Bulgaria. It was pretty much the athleticism that I went back to. They have quality guards over there. What they do is you train like a cross country runner. I mean, I ran so much. You wake up, you're running. Mm-hmm. You practice, you're running. And I remember telling my agent, man, I'm not going back to training camp. Call me when the season starts. But playing in Europe, I had the ability to rely on my athleticism and street ball mentality coming from the city of Chicago. So I did well. I was able to play as myself. I didn't have to run a point guard because what Europe has is good guards. They're fundamentally sound. They're strong and they make good decisions, but they're not athletic. They're not fast. They're not strong. They're just smart. And so from the WNBA going to Europe, I felt more relaxed. I felt like I can be myself, less pressure. And so it was just 3 different styles of play from college, WNBA. I just felt as a kid coming from a Chicago housing project, I wanted to go pro. And it's more so I did it. I've done it. I'm able to tell that story to my daughter. But playing in Europe, I was able to love the game again. I was able to play the game again. And it just felt more natural. I felt like a robot, not wanting to be cut. All those different things playing in the WNBA because it's just very political at that point. Maybe a little different now. I don't even watch them, to be honest, but it was very political when I played at that time.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah.
Your story sounds a lot similar to a lot of guys that I hear that are quote unquote, it's funny you're saying this, and I think I heard the same story from Jerome Randall in person. He was basically telling me like he was a small guard that played out on the West Coast and was trying to make the transition to the NBA, but of course the one thing they always said was that limited him was his height. They put him in that box where your height can't do that. But he went and transitioned overseas and made, he's still making a living overseas and he just more comfortable doing that. So yeah,
I agree. I mean, you try to make up, one coming from the Pac-12. So back when I was at U of A, it was Pac-12. I mean, Pac-10. It's Pac-12 now. They've gained up 2 teams. But, even with my height, so, I still had the speed and I tried to make up in other areas, being a hard-nosed defender. It didn't really matter. It's like I said, it was more political. And I would watch games kind of like, I know I'm better than this player. It's like, how did she even make the league? So I knew for me, it was political and the amount of money you would make in a WNBA, it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. And so as he said, and as I'll say, I had a better experience in Europe, making tax-free dollars, and it was just, living a life.
Mm-hmm. So let me jump back on that a little bit, Didi. So coming from Chicago where everything is earned, not given, especially when it comes to sports. We all have played some kind of sports in Chicago ball. When you got there, was it like, were you looked at differently? Because you said something that kind of resonated with me, like your size, was that supposed to like dictate your game? Because we know your size has nothing to do with your game. More so your mind, your heart, and everything. So even with a Nikki Teasley or somebody like that, or maybe like a Tisha Penachero or somebody like that may have been a bigger guard, that didn't necessarily mean they were better. So are we kind of looking at the politics like that supersedes everything?
All right, so absolutely, I wouldn't say it necessarily does, but I will say, one, I had to prove myself coming from the Pac-10. Pac-10 at that time wasn't a conference that produced great players. They said we didn't have good competition. How would D.D. Wheeler hold up against the SEC or ACC guard? And so what they had then, I'm not sure if they still have it, they have a pre-draft camp. So I went to the pre-draft camp. I remember being in New York, and in every category I led. I had most steals, points, did all of it, stood out. Some of those guards and players, they said, how would I fare, against them? Still did well. Getting to the WNBA, had a good pre-draft camp. I mean, a good training camp, I would say. We would practice against players like, I remember, what's the dude, Romeo Miller's dad? What is his name?
Master P.
Master P used to practice with it. He used to practice against us. It was funny, but still held my own in camp. I just think programs, they know the players they want. They have an idea of what they want to build and what they don't want to build. And so I think they already have that going. It's a matter of, can you get in here? Can you change my mind? And the funny thing about it is the general manager had played for my head coach.
Oh, wow.
Had played for my head coach, been out to plenty of our games. I just think it's just a matter of, one, if you truly want it, you can, when the opportunity comes, you'll be there. But after being there, after, going to Europe, I went to Turkey first. Then I came back and went to Houston for maybe about 12 games. But at that point, it was like, is it worth beating up my body? Is it worth leaving this tax-free dollars in Europe, coming back here, and then still have to prove that I should be here? And at that point, I lost the passion. My knees were hurting. We play outside all day. My knees hurt, my shins hurt. I'm hurt, and it's like, and I'm still trying to prove a point. It's at that point I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and stay in Europe and, move on in terms of, further my education and different things like that.
Wonderful.
That is such valuable information for everyone that wants to play on a higher level, because I think that the common perception is, once I get to the pros, I've got it made, and I'm there and everything's good and it's a breeze. It's kind of refreshing to hear a candid take on someone that has played at high level on every level, to know that there are politics involved, and that there are different agendas, because you hear the cliche, the cream rises to the top and all of that other stuff. But when you know that you're the cream, and for some reason or another, something's kind of getting in the way, it is refreshing. And I think it's good information. And I really thank you for sharing.
No, absolutely. Many will take it as excuses and different things like that. But like I said, you got to at least have plans. You have to have options, and you don't settle. And, that was one of the things that I made sure that I wouldn't do. It's, I had the opportunity. I've been there, done that, but I have to move forward. I have to have those options. And that's why education was something that's important to me, will always be important to me, and why I find myself back working in education. So
that's great.
That's awesome.
That's tough right there, Didi. I like that. That's tough, because you just came full circle. That's real. I love that about you. Love that.
That's
appreciate
awesome.
it.
And
thanks, guys.
I'm sure you'll instill that in your daughter too.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely got to have options. That's one of the things that I preach as a coach. I used to coach at Dunbar, so I made sure I got back home, coached at my alma mater. But I wanted to make sure that, athletes have those options. Small percentage of players, not just at your school, in your city, in your sport, will go on and have that opportunity. What would you have? What's your plan B? And so yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, man, I mean, this has been great, Didi. This has been wonderful. I'm glad you were able to carve out a few minutes to come holler at us for a second, especially in the spirit of Women's Month, National Women's Month.
Absolutely.
Hold on for a minute, T-Nick.
What?
Hold on for a minute.
What?
Didi being a super basketball player, she seemed to effortlessly make the transition into flag football.
True.
Can we touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, a couple more questions.
Yeah, she's a pioneer of elite women. Like,
absolutely.
It actually changed the game.
Definitely true.
Okay. Well,
that a little bit.
I guess it's more so. It was. I guess it's not a secret. So my best sport is baseball, and so playing baseball since I was 4, being able to judge the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball. Those are different things that transitions over into the different sports, and that's why I always push and tell athletes, if you can be a multi-sport athlete, it will help. Those different skills and things you learn in the other sports help carry over. So the transition to football, I've been playing football since I was 6 years old. I mean, I'm from the Ida B. Wells Project. We would leave the basketball court, go to the baseball field. We go play strikeout in the backyard. I've been playing and chasing my 2 older brothers as long as I can remember. And so it wasn't my first time playing flag football when I joined what is the CBL. I had been playing flag football since, Bebe, one of the players from flag football, we were on teams when we were like 8. So it wasn't new to me. And so although I was new to that league, it wasn't new to me. And I still play softball to this day. So judging a ball was something easy for me. Footwork, learning those things in basketball helped me run, solid routes. And so the hands and different things like that transition from other sports.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it is.
I've always had an idea that I didn't know about baseball, and that's new to me. I'm learning something, but I know anyone that played basketball players are athletes. They run, they play offense, they play defense, they shoot. Even the most, I guess clumsy, for lack of a better word, basketball player can be a skillful football player because it takes so much hand-eye coordination. And I see people that have played like more than one sport transition into football, especially flag football, and have great success. They just hit the ground running. And I remember when you were with the Gladiators, you just like took the league by storm. Like, wow, it was
that was fun. That was before my knees and what were hurting, my Achilles tendon got torn. But a lot of people beg to differ and said, they recruit all the track, athletes. It's like, man, you can't run without the ball. So sorry. His hand, but you can't run without the ball. But no, that was a great experience, more so than just football, the camaraderie and to build those relationships and things like that. Great memories.
Most definitely.
So I
forever.
Real quick.
Forever.
Go ahead, Will. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying CBL forever. We all got love for the CBL.
True. Brought a lot of us together.
Yes, sir.
We in Chicago, DD, we really know, male or female, Chicago is the true mecca of basketball. No doubt. I have a question for you. On the women's side, what's going on with Chicago basketball to where our ladies are not getting recruited as heavy as they used to, not even as far back as when you came out, but maybe just 10 years ago? Because what I'm noticing is lately, after the Candace Parker situation, like, we have Candace, we have Cappy, but our numbers in the ladies, because I still watch the WNBA, I do, we're kind of decreasing. And, I want to know what's going on, because there's a lot of talent still here, possibly untapped or whatever. But is it name recognition? Is it lack of McDonald's All-Americans? Like, what's going on with Chicago ball?
Well, there's a couple of things. Well, the biggest thing it comes down to is exposure. Even when I played, you mentioned Cappy, phenomenal player. She played for a program that spoke for itself. So Dorothy Gators, people are reaching out to her because they know she bring up and she mold quality players. So that was a given for her. But even if you speak about me, no one was coming to Dunbar to watch me play. I had to play, unfortunately, AAU and club ball to get that national exposure outside the city of Chicago. So to answer your question, the city of Chicago got to make sure that we or they, it's we, I'm always be Chicago, that there is opportunity and showcases and different events to bring those college coaches there. A coach is not going to spend a round trip ticket to fly to Chicago to go to Phillips, to go to Dunbar. But if there's an event in which all the players are in one location, it's more worth the while. Spend a $500 round trip when I can go see 20, 30 athletes at once. So we got to get back to those blue chip shootouts. We got to get back to, some of those kids playing in pro-am type events, exposure type events, because there's no way that you're going to get someone to come in especially when everyone's saying you go to Chicago, it's dangerous. So you got to make sure that there are exposure type events to bring those college coaches there. But if not, those girls got to make sure that they're on quality. It sucks that AAU and club ball is taking over, but they got to make sure that they are in programs or teams to get that national exposure. And that's the fact now. That's the way to getting out there. Unless you are a rare few coming out the city of Chicago like Kathy, you got to get out there and let people see you.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of that, like you said, speaks volumes, because the first thing you said that resonated with me is just the exposure portion. And that's on the male side too.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of great talent in our backyard that just never gets that exposure. And I know on the women's side, like you said, I mean, Marshall's been a powerhouse since we was little.
Yeah.
You know, you have people coming from Dunbar, from Kenwood. We have people coming from, I forgot the young lady's name. She came from Rich South or Central a couple of years back, was just a dog, and she was in the papers every single night.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up going to like Lincoln University. Not to say that that's bad, but she, you know, there was a young lady from Hillcrest,
Janelle Hughes.
Janelle Hughes. So, like, we got some names, we got some talent. We just, like you said, that exposure portion, and to have those old, like, I'm gonna date myself, but those YVI tournaments, the pro-ams at IIT, the pre-draft exposure camps that used to be down at Moody Bible, you know, we got to get those things back. And, you know, unfortunately, because of Chicago kind of like being on high alert to other cities, you know, we lose that, which I think is very heinous. But I just want to make sure, you know, like I said, it's so much talent here, so much untapped resources on all fronts. Sports, arts and crafts. We just met a young brother who's an actor. Like, we have if you name it, Chicago has it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you said it best, and I hate to do a plug here, but
please
Chicago State has a good quality program in terms of, building a quality program in terms of their coach. My former coach is there, former Marshall player, former WNBA European professional is now coaching there as well. So they got some quality coaches, and a lot of kids don't have the grades and different things to go on and play at a solid D1 program. Why not go there, get some quality coaching in, get some exposure, allow them to get you to the next level. But, you know, you got to know what you have. And everyone want to go to the UConn and the Tennessee. It's like, you're not there. How about you can get there in a couple of years, but no one is telling them that. You got the biggest thing is the foundation is City of Chicago lacks knowledgeable coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked with Chicago public schools. The pay isn't good. So you don't have the coaches who are coaching with passion. You know, it's somebody that's going to get a quick stipend. The principal asks you to coach. We need a coach this year. And so you find a lot of those coaches. When you get to finding quality coaches that has the buy-in and brought into the program, that's when you're going to get something out of it. And that's what the problem is.
Yep.
Beautifully stated, and I agree 1,000%. That, and Irv, I know you feel that because all of us, you know, we've coached Didi. I've worked with you, of course. We are sorely lacking. It's a couple of maybe like that upper echelon top 10% that are at the Whitney Youngs, the Morgan Parks, the Curies, the Kenwoods, the Marshalls. Then after that, it's like a huge dip.
Yeah, and so that's what you need when you're working with the young kids. But Chicago has it all. I'm always be from Chicago. I miss Chicago, but we just got to make sure that, you know, our products that are in those schools are caring and helping those girls get that exposure and get to the, you know, the next level if opportunity presents itself.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Absolutely.
All right. Well, Ms. Didi, we're going to let you go. But it was definitely a pleasure to have you on the pod. And hopefully we can get you back.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. And we did not play on the same team.
No, we did not.
You did not beat me.
But we did beat you. We did beat you.
No. You got to do some more research on that one. We went undefeated for the last few years. But you guys
we need receipts. We need receipts.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here, Didi.
Definitely.
Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Right. Take care.
I don't know where Big Will went.
Big Will had to go do some trading. He think he a fucking
he said he has some financial moves.
Trader now.
He has some financial moves to make and stay out of his business.
You know what? I gotta tell Big Will that as a Marian Catholic coach, he has to know a little bit of the Marian Catholic history. Marian Catholic has a guard that has been starting for the last few years at Penn State. Tanaya Page. Tanaya Page, absolute monster ball player. And you know what? A friend of mine, a guy that I used to coach, my first year at Bowen, Tanaya is his niece.
Okay.
So one day, and I was when I was working at a school, we didn't have a girls basketball team because we didn't have enough girls that had interest. But Tanaya wanted to play, and
put her on the boys team.
We put her on the boys team.
Absolutely.
And we said, you know what?
Did she kill? She was killing.
She could play.
She could play.
Now the boys team we had a 5th and 6th grade boys team. She absolutely killed those guys, and she was in 5th grade at the time. But we needed a little depth on the 7th and 8th grade team, and we needed somebody that could handle the ball and somebody that was fearless. And I definitely think when you're playing with bigger, tougher teammates, not just opponents, but your team, and they have faith in you. And we had some legitimate ball players on the squad at that time. She came in and did big things, and I know she was really passionate about it. And what Didi said really resonated with me. Like, if you go someplace and they take the fun out of the game, you know what? And I would think about that. Like, wow. You know, it's no money in it. So you can't say when the money is gone, but when the fun is gone, I am gone.
Right.
You know, and a lot of times people stick around and they've checked out mentally. And then, so it was, when I said resonated, it was eye-opening that Didi was so candid about that. And I really appreciated that because it lets people know that, getting into a higher level, getting into a professional level is now you're there.
Right.
But especially for such an accomplished player to go and have to prove, the eye test, like, hey, I'm better than this person. And it's not, being biased or, you should be biased to yourself. But Didi made a very good point. And when she went to Turkey and Bulgaria and France and kind of made it gave her a different love for the game. I was like, it brought the love back.
It brought the love back, right? Because
it brought the love back because your joy can be taken. Sports is supposed to be minus politics.
True that.
Field.
And let's finish that thought after we bring in our next baller. Our next baller, Josh Anderson. And then we gonna finish that thought, JB and JI.
Sounds good.
Love it. My man Josh,
What's going on, fellas?
What's going Josh, on? How's it going?
Big Josh.
I'm all good, man.
Good to see you, brother.
I've been loving the conversation, man. You guys been, speaking on some good points, man, especially talking about the Chicago basketball, man. I love it.
Thank you. Well, let's dive right in real quick. We know you're a Chicago baller, played in Chicago collegiately.
Yep.
What coach Chicago now? You done gave back, brought everything back home.
For sure.
What's your take on it? What's going on with Chicago ball in your eyes, and what is Josh Anderson doing right now to further Chicago ball? Because we all have been blessed by Chicago ball.
For sure. I think y'all was hitting deep on the political part. Like, I think now what's going on in basketball period, but right now from my standpoint in Chicago, it's a lot of political stuff going on, with the Didi was hitting on it with the club basketball, what I mean? It's just a lot of different political things, like back in the day it wasn't like that, what I mean? It was even kill, you had different players, different places, different coaches. Everybody was able to to make some moves because they had different connections. But now, that connection might be in one spot. You know what I mean? Just because they got all the juice. You know what I'm saying? So it's political from that standpoint. Not being able to get in this tournament, not being able to get this player with this team, not being able to get this AAU team this exposure because political. Just political standpoints. When really, we all just trying to get the kids to get to the next level. For the most part. So
it's all good. So,
Josh, I couldn't help. I was doing a little research, checking up on you, and you said you played at O'Halloran at Dawes.
Yeah.
So okay. So you know what? I want to say that's Southwest. I'm from,
for sure.
So I'm from really over east.
Okay.
So and when I came back from school, I moved right off Ashland. So that's I'm kind of familiar with that area.
Yep.
A Simeon guy.
Yeah.
A Simeon guy. We used to give Simeon fits.
You just get Simeon.
No, you didn't.
No, we did not.
He totally joking.
No one gave Simeon fits.
No,
King.
No, we did not.
Go, man. We've been tough for a long time, man. It's a machine, man. It's a machine, man.
He know what your squad did, Josh.
Listen.
You thought about the test team? Maybe your test team getting fit.
I've only been to one. I've only had the privilege, I guess, of going to one Simeon basketball game, and that's when I was, that's when I was at Bowen, and I think we were so happy to get in the playoffs, and it was short lived. But you know what? When the best team wins, I think that's what sports was about, and that's what we were talking about. It's not politics. It's not saying, hey, we want this team to win. We're going to do what we're going to position everything. We came out there and we gave it our all, but we knew when we left the court that day that the better team had won and went on to win. So that's the purity of sports. Can you share with us how you're helping the youth, you're coaching, and how you instill that mindset?
I think I take all my experiences from a life standpoint and basketball standpoint. I mix that together, and I give that. I try to give that to the kids in the best perspective that I can, because I've been blessed to kind of do, I would say, my father being Nick Anderson, I of course had the perks of being able to do certain things, but growing up on the southwest side of Chicago, I was also exposed to street basketball, so I feel like I got a good dosage of both, what I'm saying, from a lifestyle standpoint, to be like, okay, look, kid, this is how you do this, this is what's going to take you from this standpoint to that. You're going to get here by doing this right. You know what I mean? From, like I said, from a life standpoint, because really with our kids, man, you can't really talk about basketball too much with them. You can, but you can't. You got to hit them with the life standpoint, because like you got to correlate the two. You always got to correlate life and basketball with these kids nowadays, man, because, they're a little different from how we grew up. It's a lot of different things in front of them, you know what I mean? So the focus is not that drive is not as it used to be when we were coming out, you know what I mean? You guys are older than me. Even the drive was harder when you was there. So, I mean, I think like I just try to just instill, I would think, toughness for sure with our youth. You know what I mean? And not toughness off the court, just a toughness on the court, how to handle yourself in a tough way. You know what I mean? Being mentally tough, you know what I mean? Handling refs and different obstacles in the basketball game, you know what I mean? So just like I said, just giving them my best perspective of all the things that I've been through, like I said.
So Josh, does that entail everything from just general life skills to like financial literacy to
all of that? You
may not make the league, but you still provide. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah,
exactly. And like me, I'll be honest with y'all. Me, I had the opportunity. You know what I mean? It was there, but I wasn't focused as I should have been until I got a little older. You know what I mean? Like I said, those perks, they kind of, it was a 50-50. It hurt me a little bit. It was, because mentally I wasn't, I should have been focusing on, me and myself and certain things. But I was like, oh, we got the perks, it's all going to work out how it's supposed to. And it don't go like that. You got to put the work in. You got to stay mentally strong, and you gotta put your all in everything you're trying to do.
So it was like a gift and a curse to be the son of an NBA player. Then.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I hear you. All
yeah,
right.
man. Just you got your obstacles, man. You got the battle of living up to the expectations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to my father went to Simeon. I'm going to Simeon. I gotta live up to those expectations. So me being a Southside kid, being the kind of kid that I was, I downplayed it. You know what I mean? And instead of me take that in and
just
I'm
take that.
You know what I mean? I downplayed it. You know what I mean? Trying to did more of a fitting in thing than more so than standing out. Because I was that kid. So I was, so.
But Josh, we know you. I mean, you can hoop, bro. Like
For sure.
like you can hoop. So
For
let's make that known to the people.
Oh, for sure.
You can ball, boy. Like straight up.
Yeah, no, I did everything. I played collegiately. I played at UIC. I had a bouncy career in college, just because, like I said, I wasn't as focused as I should have been. Started out at UIC. Jimmy Collins gets. He retires.
Jimmy Collins.
Yeah, rest in peace, Jimmy Collins, man. One of the greatest coaches. The man that gave me an opportunity, to play at the Division I level. I always respect him and honor him for that. So then I went JUCO after Jimmy retired. Ended up going to junior college, and then I had a few Division I's after my junior college year. But I was like, they was all kind of small. And this D2 school came along, it was a pretty good D2 school, you know what I mean? I'm like,
a really good D2 school.
Yeah, Grand Valley was a really good D2 school at the time.
Oh, in Michigan. In Michigan, Grand Valley State.
Grand Valley State, Michigan. Yeah, big time.
Then both we go there.
Yeah, that's why I finished that. And man, I went up there and had the time of my life, man. I was hooping, I was balling. Great school, great atmosphere. I love Grand Valley, man. It was it, man. I appreciate, like I said, all those people up there in Michigan, and the coaches and all that. Like I said, for giving me that opportunity, man. Because, like I said, I was tripping, y'all. I was on my Nick Anderson high horse. You know what I'm saying? Yo, don't make it anyway, yo. So
you had all the ticks too, didn't you? You had all the ticks.
Yeah, you know how it go, man. It was there.
Right. No, he don't know.
All there, so
right, that go without question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You walk into the building, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Exactly.
Got a pretty smile too. Yeah, you had all the ticks. Even our producer was like, he got nice eyes.
She did say that, but hush.
Hey, man,
I'm talking about that dude's eyes.
That's what came with it, man. That's what came with it. I took that in instead of, look, I need to be over here getting these shots up good on tonight.
Hey, Josh, ain't nobody here mad at you, bro.
But man, like I said, I could hoop though, so the fact that I could hoop.
Oh, hell yeah. I remember seeing you, man.
You know what I'm saying? I still had a natural ability to come out and be able to shoot the ball.
You can shoot that blood, man. Don't be modest. You can shoot that blood. Come on,
you know what I'm saying? So I was able to go. I was able to go play pro ball for a little while. I played for a couple years or whatever. And, I had some personal stuff going on in my life. I'm like, you know what? I can actually still, give back to the game and have my same love for the game and go coach. So that's when I got into coaching. You know what I mean? I love coaching, man. I never thought that playing and that would lead into coaching. It's so crazy. Everything that I did as a kid, it kind of led right into coaching. Like I was the kid, I'm looking up the other team, best players, before the game, and like, man, they got so and so. You gonna have to guard him. I'm gonna take the wool. I was doing that type of stuff before the game. We kids, we in high school. Don't want nobody else doing that.
Right.
So it was just like I've always been a student of the game. Always. You know what I mean? So I kind of just led right into coaching, man.
Natural transition.
Yeah, it was a smooth transition, man. It was a smooth transition. I love coaching.
So where you coaching at now? Because I know, I have a couple of family members that went to Morgan Park, and obviously Simeon. I know that Battle of Vincennes sometimes leaves Julian out.
Yeah.
But, sometimes it does. But like, where are you coaching at now? Because we got a lot of love for Chicago family and coaches and stuff. So we want to build on what you got going on.
So right now I'm over at Inglewood STEM High School. It's a new school. They redid everything. It's the old Robeson.
Old Robeson, right?
Yeah, the old Robeson. So they restarted with freshmen and sophomores. So man, when I say this is probably, and I've coached in the Red South. I coached at Hyde Park. I actually coached at Julian. That's where I started at. So being in where I'm at now, working with these young kids, like I said, we only got freshmen and sophomores. So it's a whole gym full of freshmen and sophomores, varsity and sophomore freshmen. You know what I mean? So I think, like, man, working with these young dudes, man, they soak everything in because they so young. You don't got, no older guys who, this is my first year there. So I'm an assistant varsity coach. You don't got no old ways, no old regime. Got seniors with old bad habits or old ways. Everything that you teach them, they take in and soak it up. Yeah, they're like sponges. You know what I'm saying? So I think I love it, man. I love this, what I'm going through right now. I'm actually working with another fellow Wolverine, Curtis Ellison. He
played at Simeon. He did. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, played at Simeon as well.
Kurt, Kurt.
I know Kurt. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Athletic director. He brought me over. And we've been working and getting our guys ready for this short week CPS season, man. They so bogus for doing our kids like this, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Lori, a little different, but we'll take what we can get right now.
Auntie Lori. Auntie Lori, boy.
It was
Josh.
Never ceases to amaze me.
Josh, can you give us a little insight on AAU? I know a lot of coaches, high school coaches, have like an adversarial type of relationship with AAU ball. Can you shed a little light on that?
So I'm gonna give you as much as I can without getting too deep and putting nobody out there.
Well, wait. Before you answer, the pre-question is, do you advocate for AAU or it needs to be improved? Then you can answer, because I think that paves the way to what Irv is talking about.
I'm going to say it needs to be improved.
Okay.
It needs to be improved. I'm for AAU. Don't get me wrong. I'm for AAU, but it needs to be improved. So hitting back on the political standpoint. So here it is. You got these the shoe companies. Once the shoe companies stepped in, it messed everything up with the AAU clubs.
Really? Okay.
Shoe companies came in and made the EYBL, the Adidas Gauntlet. EYBL was Nike. The Nike, right. You probably heard of it. Nike EYBL, Adidas Gauntlet. Then you got the Under Armour League. So now you got these league teams. You got certain players and playing over here. You know what I mean? And it got so condensed to where now, so Nike, we only got 2 teams in Chicago, right? 2 EYBL teams, right? That's AAU. You're not gonna carry 15 kids. You're gonna carry 10. So here it is. That's 20 kids that's getting exposure out of the city. When it's way more talent,
right? And probably better talent,
and without a doubt. But the political standpoint is, okay, those programs with those shoe contracts, okay, I'm just going to take this player. I'm not going to, even though this kid right here is really good and he's a better kid. He's on his grades. He's a better manageable kid, more coachable. But I'm going to take this kid. He's been in this program or whatever. I'm going to take him instead of taking the kid that go to Sin, that could play. That go to these off-brand schools that could play. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that, I don't know if the shoe companies need to open up, get more teams in the city or do something different, because I got so many kids, man, that didn't have to go out of state, of course, due to the COVID and all the stuff, but got better exposure in another state, and they right here from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff shouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to. It's Chicago. We should be able to do everything for our kids and our children. We got all type of people coming out of our city. But like I said, they should just. I don't know if it's the shoe companies. And I don't know if it's the people who run the teams that got the shoe company contracts. But they need to pour into the city more with the kids. Like I said, the other schools, the other coaches, make 3, 4, 5 EYBL teams, make 4, 5, 6 Adidas Gauntlet team. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not enough of that, and I think that's where my dilemma is with AAU. But for the kids that do get the exposure, you got to be like, yeah, it's worth
it for them, absolutely.
Yeah, because it worked out.
I have a son that plays D1 ball at North Carolina Central.
Okay,
and he was on an AAU team, NBU, but it was almost like if you weren't on Mean Streets or the Fire, maybe Old Gold, then they really wasn't looking for you like that.
Okay, Old Gold.
So you basically just sum what I just said up in a nutshell. I'm not gonna say all of that.
I didn't want you to say it. I can say it.
You can say
it.
$1,400. You can say it. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say all that. You can say that though, for sure. So that's what I mean. Like I said, just I don't know if it is political. From my standpoint, it looks political. So it's just like, we need to pour into more of our kids, man. Like,
but I love the fact that you're giving the so-called unknown kid a chance.
Yeah, give an unknown kid a chance. Because I come from that. Playing on Simeon, listen, we had a lot of great, talented kids. Played with Derrick Rose, NBA caliber. Tim Flowers.
Tim Flowers was a monster. Yeah,
he was a monster. Don't get me wrong. We played against, but we had my best friend. My best friend was very unsung, bro. He could play. Didn't even start our senior year. Never really played on varsity like that. But worked hard, had a passion, had a love for the game, knew what he was trying to do. Went junior college, didn't have no Division I scholarships out of high school, out of Simeon.
Wow.
But could play. Don't ever get it twisted. Could play his ass off. Went JUCO. Went 2 years of JUCO, became a JUCO All-American. Ended up going to UCLA. Ended up getting. So now he at UCLA and wanted to starting point guard at UCLA for 2 years. Then he go get an NBA stint. He go play with the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, wow.
Then he go play with the New Orleans Pelicans. Then he go play with, you know what I mean? He played a little stint with the Bulls. He played summer league with the Bulls. I can go down a lot. Now I'm making, all the money overseas right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and so I know what that underdog role looked like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was the kid with the perks. But here it is, my best friend right here. He grinding. Shorty grinding. I'm watching him. And it is 5, 6, 7 years later down from high school and college. And we look what he's did. Look what he's done with his basketball career. And they counted him out. Not saying nobody at Simeon, just people in general,
People in general, right.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
The decision makers.
The decision makers. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Everybody, we know we can play. We know we got game. And like I said, it all comes full circle to what I'm saying. It'd be so many kids out here in the city that could play, that could really play. And you just don't really get a chance to see them because they, not on this AAU team. They're not, you know what I mean? High school is getting a little better. I'm gonna say, high school basketball CPS and statewide is getting a little bit better because I think we got a better brand of coaches coming back.
Okay.
Coming back and coaching and giving back to the game. Like, I ain't gonna toot my own horn, but I'm gonna say it's a bunch of guys that's passionate and that love the game and that's ready to give back like me. They out here right now.
Mm-hmm.
They out here right now heavy. And so like I think that high school basketball is gonna be, of course, the Simeon's going to be the Simeon, and Whitney Young going to be Whitney Young. But like I said, some other schools out here on the rise because of the coaching, because of the people that's in the building, the impact. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Knowledge of the game, experience. You know what I mean? Just a lot of different stuff. A lot of different stuff. So.
Quick question about you mentioned the JUCO route.
Yeah,
and you went to Logan Community College.
Logan, one of the top junior colleges in the country right now. Had a player in the NBA draft last year, Jay Scruggs.
So would you advocate that?
Yeah.
Would you advocate that route if someone was saying, "Hey, you know, this is a viable avenue for you, because so many student athletes look at that as beneath them,
bro.
And they don't look at that. They don't look at JUCOs. They don't look at HBCUs. They don't look at D2 schools.
Bro, when I say, first off, I would be the first, and I'm gonna advocate this for it doesn't matter where you go. When you can hoop, they gonna come get you. Period. Then I'm gonna answer your question. I'm the biggest advocate for junior college. Biggest advocate for junior college. Here it is. You can go somewhere and revamp your whole game. You can get focused. You can get stronger. You can get smarter. You can focus on your grades. And so JUCO, and I love prep school ball, but I'm not a big fan of prep school ball because when kids go to school, I done heard too many horror stories of credits not transferring over to the schools. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, look, I'm not familiar with prep school. It sounds scary. I'm not doing that. But this junior college, I can get college credits for 2 years. I can build myself up.
You can get an associate's degree.
I can get an associate's degree. It's just the way you can, from experience, how you can build yourself up. You know what I mean? When I was coming out of high school, when I went to USC, I wasn't Division I ready. I had some skill. Coach Collins knew I had an IQ. I wasn't just straight out the gate Division I ready. I had to get some development, get stronger, get faster. You know what I'm saying? Learn the college game. So it's just, like I said, JUCO makes an easier transition from that level to the Division I level. And I'm an advocate for the HBCUs. No doubt. I look at what's going on right now with college basketball. Look at Duke. Look at Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Look how and I'm just going off these seasons, and they trash, bro. The point guard from Kentucky is trash, bro.
Hey, I didn't want to say it, bro, but you see what I see. Like, that's not talent.
Trash, bro. So look, that's what I'm saying. So look, it's a kid right now that I know in Chicago, better point guard, can get all those NBA players and that you got on the floor. He can get all them in position. He can get all those guys in position. And a coach, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's super political, man. I get passionate about that, man. I really do. You know what I mean? Like, our kids need to be, we need to force our kids.
Josh. We need that passion because Irv and I coach. That's no secret. I'm coaching on the elementary level. Irv had the privilege of coaching in high school.
Okay.
And Irv, we talked about this. It's certain places that I literally don't want to send kids because I know that this particular kid this will be the end of his career.
Yep.
Almost definitely.
Yep.
But now when I got somebody like you, I can say, hey, I know it's not a Curie or whatever, a Simeon, but you're going to get the best coaching. You're going to get somebody that gives a damn.
Yep. Yes.
And you're going to get an opportunity.
Yes.
That's what we need, man. And hats off to you for that, bro. For real.
I appreciate that. Bro. I appreciate that. Like, man, I'm for real. When I say I'm trying to help these kids, man, I've seen all the levels. I've seen the top kids. I worked with the top kids and the ones that's for sure going to the next level. But I worked with these little kids too, man. The ones that don't get no love. And I'd be like, damn, yo, if somebody poured into them just a little bit, they can make it too. They can make it too. So it's just like,
because I done seen some of them kids that want to grind, bust some of these entitled kids' ass, man. I done seen it.
For sure.
I done seen it.
For sure. For sure. And that's why, and me, bro, that's why I just feel like I'm a great pillar when it comes to coaching. Because I seen both sides. I seen the privilege side, but also I've been in the streets. So I've been in the hood. I played in Dawes Park or Highland Park. I've been with the guys. I know what it looked like. I know what both sides look like. And I know, look, man, it's a thin line, but if you walk this thin line and keep your head down, stay focused on what you're trying to do, you'll get where you're trying to go in this basketball thing, man.
Absolutely.
And kids don't understand it's about relationships. You know what I mean?
First and foremost.
Our kids, yeah, it's about bouncing that ball. It's definitely about bouncing that ball, but build the relationships with them. When you could play, build that relationship with that guy on the end of the bench that don't get that much playing time, that walk on. You know what I mean? That, to me, stuff like that. Like, that's big, man. Like, because you never know in life, but that ball might stop bouncing, bro. You might have that. You might own a company, and y'all might be able to get in the business together, and some other stuff might pop off. So I'm just like I said, man, I give a life standpoint when it comes to basketball. You know what I mean? Basketball is secondary. It's there, but it's secondary. Life, bro. From a life standpoint first, basketball it's gonna come easy to you. Come easy to you.
Words of wisdom.
Josh, I can feel your energy and your passion.
I love
it. And I know the student athletes you deal with can feel that and it resonates with them as well.
For sure.
Here's the thing. It comes with so much credibility. You know, I would like to know that my swim teacher knows how to swim. So if my basketball coach can hoop,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Everything he says is a lot more believable. So, and as a coach, I know you have a different relationship with students. I've noticed that, whereas it's a little adversarial sometimes with teachers that strictly teach, because you know what? A lot of it is envy. They envy the relationship and they envy the way, you know, nobody cares that I can conjugate a verb. They don't care about that. That's not their thing. Exactly. But if I can literally, I can go up to the board and show these kids all day. And they're like, yeah, I got you. But if I can show somebody how to backpedal or come out of their break or whatever the case may be, they're like, hey, that's what wow, this guy's a real guy. You can do that and this.
But look, I don't mean to cut you off, J.I., but I can take it a step further. I mean, I work in CPS. I'm with these kids all day. What's better to know that I hear I got this young coach. He could hoop. You know what I'm saying? He come in the building. One day he might have on a sweatsuit with some mics on. You know what I'm saying? He look relatable. I could talk to him. The next day he come in with a suit on. He got his long coat on. You know what I mean? He look professional. Damn, he do both, bro. Like, damn, like that's any young, yo. Like, so that's what it is for me, man. It's everything. It's a whole and shout out to my mentors that put me up on game, you know, when I first started coaching. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Josh, you are somebody, not from somebody from your daddy, Nick Anderson. These kids don't know who Nick Anderson is. You are somebody from the standpoint that you a young dude, you walking around this building and, you know, you coaching, you got a lot of professional things going on. They like, that's what they aspire to be, you know, to some of the things that you got going on. So you gotta carry yourself a certain type of way. You could be relatable, show them, give them a little bit, but then pull back. You know, so it's just a lot of different little things, man, that I learned just, you know, working in CPS, you know, being around those kids, underprivileged kids, being around privileged kids, being around, you know, just being around that game, man, and just.
That's called creating the lane, bro.
Yeah. I guess I don't know what it's called. I'm really just, to me, bro.
Because you created a lane for somebody to follow that otherwise they would have never seen.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Vision. Vision. Give them something to it look like that. That's what it can look like in 10 years or 15, whatever the case. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I could say honestly, you know, besides my dad, you know, on a daily basis, my dad was gone playing in the NBA doing his thing. You know, I was at home. I got a daily dosage of regular Chicago life. So I, you know, being with different coaches and stuff like that, they never really gave that vision. Like, yo, you could go here, you could do this. Nobody never told us we could go JUCO. We didn't know we could go JUCO.
I was told don't do it.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew you could go JUCO, bro. Yeah, so it's like once we found out all these new in-depth bars, we're like, man, we gotta get this back. We gotta get this game back. We ain't get this. So yeah, it's not the kid that's not playing. I always tell the kids that's not playing that much that could play on the high school teams. I be like, yo, don't give up, bro. Do not give up. You can. Your life can change in a year. Can change in 6 months. Put the work in. Get focused. Put the work in. Get focused. It can all change. You want to go to Division I? Bro, you can go to junior college. They be like, you can go to junior college? Yeah, you can go to junior college and still go to Division I. It's up to you. It's up to you. You got to make your decision now. Don't get caught up in what's going on and you know, what's going on right now. You know what I mean? Take what I'm telling you in from the coach's standpoint, but look past me. You got to go through me. You got to go past me, bro. I'm just here for right now. I'm a pillar. But you got to think like I'm going to play basketball for a long time. I'm going to do stuff for a long time. I got to go past. I'm going to take what Coach Josh saying. I'm going to go past him.
Right. So, absolutely. That's great philosophy, man. Great outlook.
Yeah. It is.
That's awesome, man.
Sharing that message.
That's definitely admirable, man, that you pouring back into these kids and believing in them and and trying to lead them the right way, man. That's definitely admirable. But I got one question for you. Why it look like daytime at your crib?
Daytime, I got the lights on, man. I'm in my basement, bro. I'm like, man, I got to make sure the lights.
You in Cali, bro? You in Cali?
I need some of those lights, man. Shit, those look like interrogation lights,
bro.
Man.
Hey, this is where I get my good pictures at, man. Down here, the lighting down.
Oh man, so maybe that was the kind of light when she said he got nice eyes. Hey man, it was great to have you on the pod, though, man. I'm glad you jumped on. And yeah, man, we'll definitely gonna try to get you back.
For sure.
Hey, Josh, please keep in touch, man, because between Mr. Urban and myself, we got a lot of kids that I personally know I would like to send to you.
For sure. I mean, like I work with me and Kurt. I work with the Work Foundation AAU team. So I'm doing AAU. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Any camps or anything you have, let us know so we can promote for you. Absolutely,
bro. I got you. I appreciate you guys, man.
Reach out to
we appreciate you, Josh.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
All right. Be easy.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what's up.
Yeah, man, it is.
Man, that was empowering, fellas. That was a great.
It was dope.
Getting into the show.
You know what? That's a message
energy.
That's a message that has to be sent out, and from a young guy like Josh, that they can see, like, and seeing the duality coming in with sweats and mics on one day and a suit. They say, "Oh, I can do this. This guy's legitimately real deal." It's nothing more relatable than someone doing something that you like to do or you have a passion for. You have a passion for. JB, you told me about when you told me, say, wait a minute, you at what school? I got a student that goes there.
Right.
And listen, I don't have him anymore because because he passed the class and moved on to do his thing. But and because of remote learning, it makes so much it gives us a little distance.
Right.
But good guys when you see them, coachable kids that that everybody has their window. And Josh sharing that story about his friend having a window at junior college and going on to do great things. Most students don't know that. And even if someone's trying to tell them that, if that person doesn't seem credible, their coach that they can relate to, that young coach, is very credible. So Josh sharing that story, like, hey, you can go. A lot of players go to junior college and then go on to Division I school.
Absolutely. And see, I love the fact that he's in it. He's 10 toes down already. He's in it.
Most
definitely. He cuts out the BS factor that we've all been through from our sports career trying to get to the next level. He clearly cuts that all out. He makes the dream obtainable, and he gives you the knowledge on how to get there.
And I love the backstory of AAU. What's up, T Nick? I'm sorry.
I'd like to go back to that analogy you made about the swim coach. You like to know he would swim. Mm-hmm. Nigga, you can't swim.
No.
What you need to know if you need to swim for? If he can swim, what you need to know that for? You can't swim.
Dude, I can swim very well. Like, hold on. If you're from Chicago and you a shorty, what did you do in the summer? We rode our bikes to the pool. We didn't ride our bikes to go to the pool and not swim. And you couldn't get in the deep if you couldn't swim.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I done been in Lake Michigan many a day. So,
yeah.
I know how to swim.
Yeah, I didn't go to Lake Michigan. I know how to swim. I ain't go to Lake Michigan. No, fuck that.
Hey, brother. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Memberships was costing back in the day.
That's true.
The lake was free.
Oh man, we've been some everywhere. So, and you know what? It was so refreshing seeing hearing the different aspects. Dee Dee's point on AAU and her pro experience, Josh's pro college JUCO. When I saw Grand Valley State and he said he loved it, that's something that people need to know that Grand Valley State, they are ballers. And they
produced
listen,
a couple of
man.
players throughout the years.
Did Booby go to Brian Miles? Did he go to Grand Valley?
I'm not sure. Listen, Grand Valley is always right up there.
I want to say Booby went there.
That's one of the top. That's one of the top D2 schools in the nation.
For both sports.
Yes. So when you think about that, and I know from football, because my alma mater is one of the top D2 schools in the nation as well.
Oh my God!
but he's telling the truth. Hey, Skeegee is you telling the truth.
But you know what? And Josh can tell you, they give you love. If you're from Chicago, it's the mecca of basketball. JB, everybody. You know what? You have some New York dudes look at you side eye like, but you know you can't really. And if you're a guard from Chicago, come on, man. Stop it. The game has changed now. So it's really like positionless basketball. So are you a tween between what? Like everybody does everything now. I got a 7-foot guy that he lives at the 3-point stripe. So if you're from Chicago, I mean, they defer to that. So I'm sure at Grand Valley, Josh went down there and it was like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is the red carpet. You know, so they rolled it out. I mean, and his insight, it is teachers are jealous of that. Like, I can't get this guy to do anything, but this coach can jump. He won't come down till you tell him to come down. The coaches have a different relationship. They have a different relationship, and it's meaningful. And I think that's something that needs more relationships. It's about relationships. I don't think I know anybody that I don't know through sports. Somehow or another.
His energy was infectious.
Oh, most definitely.
Because I'm like, if I had a coach like that in high school, ODU may not have been my only D1 offer. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow.
Yeah. And you know what? I've seen some really good high school program that had some good coaches. They were energetic, and we go to coaching clinics. Coach E from Hubbard. Electric. So we would try to, you know what? They had thoroughbreds over there at Hubbard. Man. Hubbard was had the game in a serious chokehold, and so you pattern that from that, and you learn from guys, and it's a network. It is about relationship. So I want to give a big shout out to all our guests today. They really did that thing, and they made it happen. Rolando is Chicago. He's that Chicago guy.
Yes, that is a Chicago dude.
Earpiece, crease jeans, snake skin hat. You know, old school, old head Chicago to the core.
Certainly Chicago dude. Certainly.
He come in with a button up and a cane next week. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yes.
And Dee, I mean, she was just a breath of fresh air, you know.
Yeah, your old teammate.
Yeah, right. I did research. He wasn't on the team.
Yeah,
I told you, I think Pitch Black was a bad Vin Diesel movie, man. You weren't listening.
We did. Fast. I don't know if the team was Pitch Black or Miss Pitch or something. It was something like that. But anyway, we weren't that good. But I do believe we beat Didi's team.
Yeah, okay.
So we didn't really get.
We're gonna agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah, I guess so. So we didn't get to talk much about A-Rod getting tagged. I guess we'll save that for another time. But
indeed,
great show, great pie.
Oh man.
Absolutely. Thank you to our guests. We had a lot of people chiming in. We love and respect all our guests that showed love. We had a lot of comments.
Almost all the comments were from the super producer. Shout out to Tanya.
Hey, I got love, man. I got so much love for Simeon now. Wait. We have some others. We have Miss Jones that chimed in.
Yeah.
Miss Kaya the GOAT chimed in. Miss Sanders chimed in. We have a couple of people that chimed in, man. The Factor chimed in. We had a good show. We had a lot of showing. We had a lot of good showing tonight.
Oh, most definitely loved it.
That's awesome, man.
We appreciate all our guests that chimed in, and thank you. We encourage more guests to chime in and ask your questions so we can put it to our panel. Absolutely. Thank y'all.
Appreciate all y'all. Appreciate all y'all. Definitely. Alicia Jones, Kaya the GOAT. Yeah, we appreciate you. Good catch, JB. But yeah, I'm a little bit tipsy. I've been drinking a margarita the whole night.
I think that's that ostrich, man.
No, this ostrich was nasty. That was a cheeseburger that I ate.
He eating limu emu and stuff.
The Road Runner.
That's his insurance.
Yeah. This was not that good. It tasted funny. I don't like it, so I'm gonna leave it right there.
That was a waste of $24.
Man, I could have bought me a couple burgers from McDonald's for that price.
Hey.
But oh well,
learn, bro. You live and you learn.
Right. Yep. So part 2 of the doubleheader tomorrow. We have Deion Thomas. So that should be that should be fun. That should be a fun conversation. Yep, but we out tonight. We out. We done. We finished.
That's a wrap.
There's a podcast where we think we know what we talking about, but
we don't know
shit. We don't know shit.
Wrap that up, B.
But wrap it up, B.
But JB and JI, we out.
Good look.
Peace.